Talking about these two. We're talking about the Busch Gardens Food and Wine Festival as well, which is in full swing. And we're going to start the show with some adorable residents. And of course, one of those adorable residents here, Trevor Suick.
Thank you.
Zoo educator. I had to work that in.
Fair enough.
Because I got a butter at Busch Gardens because they are hooking us up by bringing some wonderful, cute animals.
We are.
What do we have, Trevor?
So this is Akisa. Akisa is one of the most interesting, strange, and just bizarre animals you're ever going to meet, and here's why. Akisa is called a lesser hedgehog tenrec. So this is an animal that looks like a hedgehog, feels like a hedgehog, acts like a hedgehog, and is kind of called a hedgehog, but is not actually a hedgehog.
I'll say I'm waiting for the butt.
So there's the big butt coming in right there. So now Akisa is actually an animal called a tenrec, and tenrecs are a fascinating group of animals found over in Madagascar, which is known for some of the most unique wildlife on the planet. And tenrecs are all more closely related to other tenrecs than they are to other animals. Now, I know that sounds silly, you know, tenrecs are related to tenrecs. Thank you, degree in biology. But we say that because of the fact that if you look at tenrecs as a species, you'll find some that look like hedgehogs, some that look like otters, some like moles. They all look totally different and survive totally different than one another, but they're related to each other rather than these other animals.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So with that background, I'm kind of curious more about the size. This is a baby. How old?
So this is a baby. So Akisa is under a year old, one of our newest animal ambassadors at Busch Gardens. So guests at our park get a chance to meet him, learn about him up close, and even touch him. Yeah, you can touch him right there on his back. So very comfortable
Feels
around
like a
people.
hedgehog. Now I'm starting to see
exactly.
that, right?
I know, right? There you go. So, but we love bringing animals around the park, letting guests get a chance to meet them and interact with them up close and in person. We brought a whole bunch of them with us today, and I know our next one is actually
I know, let's switch out. So how big? I would say, well, we're doing a switch. How big does she get?
That's just about it. So just about full grown. You know, those animals are independent from mom 1 month after birth, in fact. So they grow up fast. This guy, though, took a while to get to be that size.
Sloth.
This
how are you?
is Mr. Harry.
Hi, Harry. I think we've met before, actually.
Might have, so
I've met Harry before.
He's probably the most famous animal ambassador on the planet. Harry has been at Busch Gardens for most of his life. He's very comfy around people, does a lot of traveling. We even brought some snacks if you want to try to feed him today.
Absolutely, because Harry's how old?
He is possibly the oldest sloth on the planet. You're going to hold that up right in front of his face. Once he kind of smells it, there we go. He'll open that mouth and I'll sneak it right on in. Perfect.
Aw, good job,
Harry's been at Busch Gardens for something around 35 plus years. He is one of the oldest animal ambassadors actually that we have, in fact. Might even be one of the oldest sloths on the planet. So we're very, very proud of that fact. So.
I feel like sloths are all the rage right now.
People
really are always talking about sloths.
They're fascinating animals, you know, amazing animals found all throughout the rainforest of South America. And as an ambassador, Harry helps us to talk to our guests about a lot of the conservation issues faced by South America and how we're helping out there and around the world.
Look at that shot. Look at that face. Harry, always good to see you. Harry, you are always welcome here at any time. And speaking of other animals that are welcome here, that has a little home, I don't want to wake her up or make her get out.
No, I think she's pretty happy just staying in bed right now. So this is Willow the wallaby. So Willow here is a Tamar wallaby, another of our babies at Busch Gardens, just about a year old. So she's at the point where she's just starting to kind of really go out on the pouch, kind of be independent, if you will. So we are still kind of babying her by letting her stay in that pouch a little bit longer too. So another of our animal ambassadors. You know, we've had so many babies recently at Busch Gardens. So not only do we have the ones that we've seen on the show, but we just had 3 baby giraffes that have been born in the past several months at Busch Gardens, including one just born last week, just in time for St. Patty's Day. So we named her Patty.
Of course.
Of course, you have to name her Patty. 5'5", about 105 pounds, absolutely adorable. And she and our other giraffes, our guests, can actually see on the veldt. Our babies are going to be going out there over the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So it gives people a great way to actually see them up close and learn more about them as well.
Well, and I think we also need to point out, too, this is all about your conservation efforts and how you are dedicated to keeping species around.
And that's a large part of the reason why zoos have a lot of the animals that we do. You know, we participate in these things called species survival plans with other zoos that are kind of like online dating services for animals. But we do that to make sure we're breeding responsibly and focusing on critically endangered animals around the world.
Well, you can see the animals, you can get up close with all of those animal encounters that you were touching on. But of course, when you think of Busch Gardens, I'm thinking roller coasters, I'm thinking water slides at Adventure Island, and you've got a new water slide too. I mean, summer's going to be here.
Yeah, Vantage Point. It's our newest water ride, actually. We've got, of course, all of our rides for people to experience. The Food and Wine Festival is going on. There's so much to see and do at Busch Gardens and our water park right across the road. Beautiful weather, all of our babies, and you can find a lot of great easy pay options for our annual passes online at buschgardens.com. Get a chance to experience all those events, like you said, see all the rides, the shows and attractions, and of course get a chance to watch our babies grow up.
Well, and you touched on food and wine. I think we need to send it over to Carly in the kitchen, where she's getting a preview of some of the food and maybe wine that you can enjoy right now at Busch Gardens as well. Carly.
Thanks, Natalie. As we said, we can't talk about the Food and Wine Festival without talking about the actual food, seeing it, right? Well, Chef Ron DeBonis and Lori Land join us to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, the music is the star. We've been singing Boys to Men before we got started with the show today. They're going to be there this weekend, but food really is the main attraction as well. So tell us about how this is all set up, because if you haven't been to Food and Wine, it's quite a big ordeal.
Well, yes, this is one of Busch Gardens Tampa Bay's most popular events, and it's back for its 4th year. Food and Wine Festival will run Saturdays and Sundays through April 29th, and the food cabins open at noon.
Okay.
We've got 13 culinary cabins. We've got over 100 different beverage options, including wine, beer, specialty cocktails.
So this is separate than what your traditional restaurants have, right? I mean, is this, or is it?
Yes, we have all of our, creations from Busch Gardens that we don't normally have in the park.
Gotcha.
Yes. And the best way to sample this is getting a sampler lanyard, which is like a punch card, and then you can really just go to each cabin and try with each punch.
And Chef, you are making, I have not heard of these yet. I love my crab cakes. You're putting the spin on it, though.
We really are. We took cauliflower, which is a very versatile vegetable, right? We made it to a
People are doing all sorts of things with it. Making
really
rice, making mashed potatoes with it.
pizza crust.
Yeah.
And now we're going to make crab cakes with it.
Who knew?
How about cauliflower cakes?
Cauliflower cake, because there's no crab. Is there no crab in it?
There's no crab. In fact, we're using vegan mayonnaise and keeping it completely plant-based.
Wow.
And it's delicious.
Do you? Okay, are you serious? It's because I do love my crab cakes.
And you're going to try it at the end.
Okay.
So
All right. I'm going to put you to the test. How do you make these?
All right. So what we do is we roasted the cauliflower, and you see how dark I got it, right? And then what we did is just knife chopped it to the size of
It looks like crab when you see that.
Right?
Yes.
Isn't it? Isn't it great? And then we're just going to add our vegetables, or the rest of our ingredients, to this.
So that's the peppers.
The peppers, got a little bit of parsley, salt and pepper. We got cayenne pepper, a little bit of that for some heat. And then we have our Old Bay.
Oh, I love Old Bay.
All right, so we're making it exactly the same way.
Okay.
And then our vegan mayonnaise. All right, so now we make our mixture.
All right.
All right, look. And then we have our panko breadcrumbs.
Okay, that's right there.
Yes, so you need to tighten them up.
All right. I think I can actually make this at home too. I'm gonna have to try this out.
One of the things about roasting, though, is you bring out all the great flavors in it, and what my family does is we eat it just like that at night, and then the next day you can make your cauliflower cakes.
And then you just kind of gonna patty them out and saute them up over there.
We patted them up. We sauteed them over here.
Okay.
And that's a great vegetarian option. We've got a lot of vegetarian options there. I'm a vegetarian, so I've tried this a lot, and it's really, really good.
Right. Can I get the spoon over there? I need to try this. As we're doing this, let's talk about, I was saying we were singing to Boys to Men. We're very excited. That's this weekend.
Yes.
Talk about some of the big acts that people are. Natalie went to Michael Bolton this past weekend, and she's still talking. See here, hooting and hollering.
Show.
Yes,
Amazing
I
show.
heard.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited about Boys to Men next week. Cannot wait. Saturday, we have them March 31st. And then Natalie Grant will be here with us to celebrate Easter on April 1st.
This is so good, by the way. Job well done. Give me a high five. You did it. Very good.
Yeah, we have some other great acts, TLC, Hank Williams Jr. And the best way to really get up close and personal with your favorite musical stars is to get a VIP seating, which is a great option.
Where are the concerts set? I have not been to a concert there yet. And
It's going to be set up in Gwazi Field.
Okay.
It's an outdoor stage, really amped up, really hyped up, really fun. Yeah.
Talk about, because right now the annual pass is kind of the way to go, because what I love about tickets and all the events at Busch Gardens, they're all included.
Right.
Why not go ahead and just get the annual pass?
Yeah.
Then you can go to every single concert.
Yep. Every event is included with any daily admission or any annual pass. But right now we have some easy pay options for annual pass, and you can check them out at buschgardens.com. And that really is the best way to, just like you said, enjoy everything, because you can go to concerts week after week. You can go to the roller coasters over and over again.
All right. Well, other than the cauliflower crab cakes, anything else you think people need to check out food-wise?
Oh, the brie and short rib grilled cheese is amazing. That's one of the new ones this year. And then our bison slider, popular from last year, unbelievable.
Okay. Well, again, 4th year, bigger and better. You'll be at Boys to Men this weekend. I know
I will.
that.
I will definitely
and
be
check
there.
out the lineup, though. It's going all the way through the end of April, right?
It is. It's going all the way through the end of April, and we have so much else going on at Busch Gardens. We also have our new slide at Adventure Island.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
All right, guys. Thank you so much again. Job well done, Chef. I believe you now.
Nice.